Disability, illness can happen to anybody, like it happened to me. A few years ago I was rushing around with a heavy news camera, jumping in and out of satellite news gathering vans and directing live television programmes when I was back in the studio, having an exciting career. And I had to give it up because I developed this disease that was hidden, going on inside me and just developing slowly. It was really devastating to lose my job because of developing an illness and having to take loads of painkillers just to get me through the day. So it came to the point where I just realised that I couldn't carry on with my job. About 6 months after I was diagnosed, I had to take early retirement. From the outside, I look perfectly healthy sitting here talking to you, but it's what's going on the inside that matters, isn't it? But the sad thing about the diagnosis was that I was told I had a degenerative illness, then there wasn't a cure, and there were no proper treatments for it even. Primary lateral sclerosis is a really slowly developing form of motor neurone disease. It develops over years and decades rather than weeks and months, like the more common type. So I'm actually really lucky in that sense. When I was diagnosed, it was actually a relief because I'd been taking so much time off work that I finally had a diagnosis that I could go back to work, see my manager and say, look, they've actually given this thing a name. I had no creative outlet. It was really, really awful, and you just feel like there's this massive hole in your life. Creativity had been my work, and I didn't have that. So I started taking photographs. I could hardly walk. I had to use a mobility scooter, and at the time when I first started going out taking photographs, I had what I call an old man scooter. What I found was that it made me invisible. People didn't notice that I was taking their photographs, and actually for a few weeks I was playing a game where I would get as close as I possibly could to people to see when they actually noticed me, taking photographs at different distances. And I literally would actually hold the camera up in front of somebody's face to see whether they noticed me. And that was it. That was more often than not the point where they recognised I was taking a photograph. I've been really lucky that my photography has opened the door for me having exhibitions. It's something that I would never have done if I hadn't developed motor neurone disease. I use my photography to raise awareness and to raise funds for the Motor Neurone Disease Association and another charity called Movement for Hope. One of my photographs sold for £2,000. It raised £2,000 for the MND Association, and I was absolutely overjoyed.
£2,000 sold, thank you, sir.
Probably one of the highlights of my life. There was an amazing story behind one of the photographs in the exhibition I had locally. There's a lady called Rita Zarchi who had photographed down the High Street in Worcester. A couple of days after the exhibition opened, I got an email from the daughter, and it turned out that she was overjoyed that there was this photograph of her mother at a moment in her life that her family wasn't aware of, just going about her normal business. My photography has inadvertently brought a lot of happiness to other people, and it's also brought happiness to me. I don't want my disability to define who I am, and that's why I go out and take photographs. And I had to refine myself and kind of rebuild who I am. If you're disabled and you can find a way of communicating what your life is like through creativity, then do it. I'm not saying my photographs really tell you deeply what my life is like, but they do give a bit of a different perspective because they're taken from the perspective of somebody in a mobility scooter. You don't know what's around the corner, so make the most of your life.